Hi folks, I'm Brian May and I'm here to explain to you exactly what we're trying to do in this little corner of the Mastcam Z blog. Jim Bell very kindly invited myself and my colleague Claudia Manzoni to come in and do an alternative form of 3D imaging, which we are, I guess, evangelizing, and he gave me permission to evangelize, and this is me doing just that. On this little corner here, we will be presenting our versions of 3D pictures which are derived from Perseverance's stay on the planet Mars. And I'm just going to explain why we should be doing this and what the differences are. Most of you probably are more familiar with 3D in this kind of form. This is the red and green glasses form, and this was invented about 1950. And I think it was first seen in a Mighty Mouse comic, but also many movies of those days. The idea, of course, is in stereo, you have to present each eye with a different picture. The left eye has to have the left view, the right eye has to have the right view, which is, of course, from a different point of view. Your brain puts them together and makes the wonderful depth images in your head. So this is one way of doing it. It crudely separates the red light from the green light, and one eye sees red and one eye sees only the green. This works very well. This is what we call anaglyph stereos, and here's one which is derived from the Mastcam Z's panorama recently from Sol 3, I believe. And you can use your glasses to view this quite easily. The problem is you've already lost your color, which is very sad, really, or at least most of your color. You can do color anaglyphs, but they're very imperfect. You also get a very murky image, which is hard to see detail in, and it gives you a headache because your eyes are constantly trying to adjust to the fact that they're not getting a proper spectrum. So this is 1950. In 1850, a different device was invented. This is called a stereoscope, and it presents the two eyes with different images in a different way. It's invented by Charles Wheatstone in 1832, the principal. He discovered stereopsis. He first invented a mirror stereoscope, but he also invented a side-by-side lenticular stereoscope. 1832, it was a huge rage in Victorian Britain and France around the 1850s. This particular one was made about 2 years ago, and these are my own patent owls. Exactly the same principle. This came to be described as the Brewster stereoscope because Brewster's the man who popularized it in Victorian times. What do you do with this? Well, the nice thing is you can use your phone. Now, this is the kind of images which we'll be creating. You can see this one of a harbour seal, which is really nice. Now, you notice we've retained all the nice color, all the nice definition. This one was actually formatted for Instagram, but it doesn't really matter. What I'm going to do is turn it on its side and then adjust so that we can put this more or less full screen. And we then have two images side by side. So this is a side-by-side stereo waiting to be viewed. What this device does, it's a stereoscope, but it has this little magnet on the back plate. So, and my phone just happens to have a little plate here, which is a steel plate, steel shim. You put this inside the stereoscope, it'll lock in like this, and you have now converted your iPhone or smartphone or whatever into a stereoscope. Now, the image you get through this, I think, will astound you because it's stereoscopy in its best form. I can't convince you. I can only say get one of these. I know Jim has kindly purchased a lot for the Mastcam team, but we sell them on the London Stereoscopic Company website. London Stereoscopic Company is my own firm, which is a recreation of a Victorian London Stereoscopic Company, which did very, very well in the 1850s. I don't do it to make money. I do it to evangelize for what we would call, Claudia and I, the proper stereoscopic effect. You'll find you imagine that you were there much more clearly than looking through these red and green things. At least I think you will. So in this little corner of the blog, we're going to try and give you examples as we come upon them. We're going to polish them up as best we can, make them comfortable to view. A lot of people use these, which I call the owl stereoscope. A lot of people can do it with their eyes. You can just let your eyes relax and free view these things. I find that quite easy to do, but I've been doing it for about 73 years. The other hand, a lot of people can do it by crossing their eyes. So we are going to put up cross-eyed views as well. This is the parallel stereo. There is also the cross-eyed stereo, and we're going to put up an anaglyph as well, just for comparison. An anaglyph which we make out of this product. So that's the idea. I hope that explains it enough. If you want to talk about it, the team knows where I am, or you can go to my website, brianmay.com, where you'll find a lot of stuff. We also have a londonstereo.com website, which gives you lots and lots of history of stereoscopy and a lot of the stuff that we do, the books we publish, the cards we publish, etc. But if you want to see the Harbour the Harbour Seal Owl stereo, that's going to be the first thing we'll put up on this, hopefully illuminating corner of the Mars 2021 Mastcam Z, which I would call Mastcam Z, of course, blog. Have fun, guys. Enjoy stereoscopy at its best.